Happy Monday, everyone. I hope you've had a great weekend. It's been quite an eventful weekend. We've woken up to loads of red on Saturday, and then it all sort of like stabilized on Sunday. Now, Friday finished on a low. Monday generally continues the move from Friday, which generally means that Monday will continue the move down. Weekends are split between continuation on Saturday, which is what happened. Saturday continued the move on Friday downwards, and then reversal on Sunday. We haven't seen that for BTC and ETH. We've seen that for XRP. Now let's start. Let's dive in today's charts. I'm gonna start with the calendar because I'm gonna give you a quick review of what is about to happen this week. We have news almost every single day. The biggest day in terms of the news to watch is Wednesday, when we're going to have the FOMC meeting, 7 p.m. UK time. Now today we have the preliminary consumer sentiment. Now that's at 3 o'clock UK time, and it's the start of the New York session anyway, so I expect volatility by all means. Then we have on Tuesday the CPI at 1:30. Again, it's around the setup of the New York session, and that generally gives volatility. I expect volatility before and during the start of the New York session anyways. We have two pools of liquidity, the European one and the American one joining. Wednesday is the big FOMC day. We have the PPI 1:30, and then at 7 p.m. The FOMC meeting in minutes and the funds rate. Now, if the market with a proportion of 70% awaits a pause in the rate hikes. If the market gets what the market expects, then the market is gonna lift. If the market doesn't get what the market expects, then the market is gonna drop. Now, uncertainty is what moves the market to the downside. Certainty is what moves the market to the upside. So in terms of what's gonna happen, if the Fed pause, then we're gonna see a lift. Again, I know it's bad. I know the SEC in the States is going after Binance and Coinbase, but that's not the only market in the world that is investing in coins. So the fact that there is negative news in the States doesn't mean that the market cannot go up if the funds rate is paused. Now, on Thursday, we have the core retail sales, Empire State sales, and Philly manufacturing index, as well as the unemployment claims. Now, the unemployment claims is a strong indicator, and it is going to move the market depending on what the statement on Wednesday says, and depending on how they're going to correlate their future moves. Day by day, I mean the Fed, how they're going to correlate their future moves. That's gonna give us indications for what's going to happen if the unemployment is high or low. And then we have again consumer sentiment, 3 p.m. on Friday. Now, there will be volatility. What do we do in terms of trading, in terms of volatility, is we wait. If we haven't taken a position, we wait. And if we have taken a position, we have both the take profit and the stop loss in place. Trading mindfully with a tight stop loss and then waiting for a bigger time frame to make a move is the wiser thing to do in this situation. For instance, right now I am trading the 4-hour swings, and I would be waiting for a 4-hour reversal, a 1-2 either at the top or at the bottom, to take a position. So I'll be waiting for the 4 hour to max out or for the 4 hour to bottom out before considering a position. I'm not going to take this volatility is great for scalping. I'm not a scalper, so I'm not going to take the short-term moves that are going to happen in the market as an indicator for taking a position. It depends on your trading strategy. You make your informed decisions, but this is what I'm going to be doing, waiting it out if I don't have a position, and if I have a position, I'm going to be watching it with a tight stop loss in, and then with a take profit in case the spike goes the direction of the trades that I have. I'm going to show you the trades shortly while we have a conversation about ETH and BTC weekly levels. At the moment, what we've started, how we started the week for both of them is below the 20 EMA. So this is the ETH ascending wedge on the daily. I know this is the weekly time frame, but this is a daily wedge. The bottom of this wedge and the point of control, again, it's not a coincidence, is 1630, 1640 area, and we have a descending MACD. MACD is coming down, stock is coming down, which generally signals that the downtrend is going to continue. We have the crossing of the EMAs for ETH, the 20 crossing over the 55 on the daily. I know they can flip, like this is what happened here, but they flipped to the upside. They tried to challenge the previous peak, failed, and then continue downwards. I think this is what happened here. We've tried to challenge a previous peak. We met here at the level. We met resistance at the level of high volume and the previous trend line, and now we're going to come down. Now, of course, if you've been watching my my previous videos, you will see that there is a correction that I'm expecting. I'm so sorry, guys. Today's not a good voice day for some reason. I'm expecting a correction at least around the 0.5 level of the previous swing. We've had a nice swing up, which hasn't corrected yet to any significant level. So at the moment, what I'm waiting for is a 0.5 correction. If that's not going to happen, and we're going to reverse, what I'm waiting for in terms of reversal indications, is the breaking of this divergence line and coming back up above the 20 MA or above the 20 EMA, whichever ones you're using. So we have two at the moment. Where we are is on a daily move, so we have two possibilities. The first one is continuing down, breaking the 200, coming down to a 0.5, 1520, or the opposite, from where we are, coming back to the support, breaking resistance, and continuing up, challenging the previous peak. That can happen too. So these are the two possibilities. What we need to see is the breaking of the 20 to the upside, the breaking of the divergence line to the upside, turning it into support, continuing upwards. At the moment, we don't have any such reversal indicators, we don't have indications, we don't have any such reversal signals. We are continuing down as per the daily crossings and momentum. That's for ETH. For BTC, we have a similar structure. Here we are. This is the daily. This is the daily levels. This is the daily crossings. The EMAs are still down. The 20 is still resistance. We haven't corrected. The 22K area is my area of interest for take profit. And if we are to look at what happened on the weekly, again, we've been watching the weekly for at least 3 weeks from now, because the 20 crossing over the 50 on the weekly is a big signal. Now it is quite close. We started this week below the 20 EMA. Now we are slightly above because there's a slight back test going on. We haven't yet closed the week above the 20. So when we close the week above the 20, as we did here, then we can have in mind a particular reversal. At the moment, we don't have that reversal yet. Now on the daily MA setup, again, I'm looking at the 20 MA becoming support. It hasn't been a support yet. We have made a lower low on Saturday. We made a higher low. Sorry, not on Saturday. That was Monday. That was last week. This was Saturday. We made a higher low on Saturday, so this could be a strong 1-2 for reversal. Again, just another back test of the 50 might, or another back test of the 200 might be possible. But we don't have that. We don't have that at the moment. I don't have that indication because at the moment there's no daily MA support. So the way I'm reading the charts this morning is we're going to continue to the downside. This is the more likely scenario and the more likely direction. We don't have yet any confirmation that we are going to reverse to the upside. Short term, we do have on the daily levels 1 hour stock that's turned up. We're above the pivot point and the daily open. Generally, when that happens, the next point of support and resistance is going to be reached, which is the M4 on the daily. The 200 EMA on the 1 hour is the likely back test. Here's my trade. Here's where I DCA'd. Here's the tight stop loss. I'm not so happy about the stop loss, but it is just a 5% stop loss, and I'm not willing to risk any more of that of my capital in a move like this because it's been ranging and choppy. So I know that bigger time frames are indicating downwards, but then the shorter time frames are not really doing anything. I was saying on the chats this morning that we have had these crossings here at the top of the swing and nothing really big happened. We just moved a couple of $100 lower, which cannot be compared to the momentum to the upside here when the crossings happened to the reverse position, to the reverse direction, sorry. So I'm very suspicious of this of this move. I do want to see it breaking lower. Breaking lower consolidates my position that this is gonna move lower, and I'm not willing to DCA anymore. Here's where it is. Here's the stop loss, and I'll see what happens at the start of New York today. I do think that it's going to go up and backtest the 200. Okay. Now, I'll show you the ETH position as well. The ETH is in a similar position. We have a here's where my entry is, and we have the daily levels on Traders Reality. Holding some levels holding as support. The psychological low is holding for support. The pivot point was holding for support at a little while back. Now I haven't DCA'd. I've taken profit. I've taken profit at this line, 50%. The back test of the 4 hour was what I was looking at for DCAing. I didn't get to DCA, but because I was sleeping, but I will be DCAing quite soon at the start of New York. I do anticipate the pivot point and daily open will be again back tested the psychological high as well. We are below the 200. Sorry, we are below the 200 on the 15-minute and below the 200 EMA on the 1 hour as well. So while we are below that, more movement downwards is to be expected. Now, in terms of the DXY is showing some contradictory information, which again is not surprising because we are 3 days before the FOMC meeting. I'm looking at the DXY. The DXY has lost support on the daily. It's below the 20 MA on the daily. It's below the 200, below the 5, below the 15. It's coming back down to backtest the 50 EMA. If this 50 EMA won't hold for support, then I think that we're going to see some more movement downwards, and that will coincide with the lift in the coins. So lifting for the coins is what happens when the DXY drops. We have to see what the Fed is going to do today. The S&P closed on a higher high on Friday. There it is. It closed above the support and resistance. It hasn't yet. Let me just double check. No, let me just double check to the pixel. High 43322, 4325 hasn't yet broken the high set in August, but it's looking like today it might want to do it, which again might coincide with a short-term lift. All in all, it seems like the weekly and the daily are indicating downwards for the coins. However, we haven't yet broken towards the next level down. We're holding the levels that we set last week, and this holding is quite typical of pre-FOMC weeks. It's quite normal. This happens, this ranging sideways. That's why I am advising extreme caution when it comes to your positions. So this is the again, not financial advice, it's just a way of saying it. Taking that into account, I would evaluate the situation every day, because the levels of resistance are getting quite close to price action, the way the levels of support for the DXY are getting quite close as well. So mind, again, it's going to be quite an intense week. I'll keep you updated daily. Patience is key, and make sure you have both your take profit and stop losses in your positions. I will see you on Thursday. Have a great